We are live. Welcome in, everybody. I see y'all in the chat. I've been sneaking around behind lurking. Everybody, welcome to another Elsewhere podcast. I'm here with Vaughn Taylor, and if you don't know who he is, you're about to find out. He's an amazing person, amazing friend, and we're going to dive into a conversation tonight, and I am so stoked for this. What's up, Vaughn?
What's up, everybody?
This has been a long time coming. For anybody who doesn't know who Vaughn is, he's actually, the way I met him was he's the admin for the Hangovergang Facebook group. He is all up in posting and approving and dealing with all the drama that goes with that, as well as all the decisions that come with that Facebook group, which is how strong now? How big?
Pushing almost 23,000.
Yeah. And then
it's come a long ways.
Yeah, it really has, and it's cleaned up quite a bit. Because honestly, I mean, I can't imagine how y'all do it, because there's just so many people try and sneak in and do something crazy, and So,
oh yeah. It's gotten easier over the years. Like, we went through a patch where that was like a daily thing, but once we got a good team and got a bunch of the fam, good people, they the Trojans kind of stayed away. So it definitely got easier.
No, absolutely. And I've known you for about a year now at this point.
Yeah.
Give or
take. It's been a while.
Like around there. It's somewhere in that vicinity. But you've been doing that a lot longer, though, right?
Yeah, I've been going on 4 years since 2018.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
now, a long time.
In other words, like, when it comes to, if you have anything to do with, Tom on Facebook, Vaughn's a staple. Like, he's just part of it, if that makes sense. You're the person that they see all the time. You're the person that responds and all that stuff. See, Melanie's talking about she loves the group. She joined it a while back. A while back. It's just a lot of fun and good. And that's exactly how you want it. Because, you don't need negativity. People actually open up in there, too.
Yeah. Yep. And that's, back when I first found Tom and, I found this group, I'm actually not the creator of the group, but I so happened to come in where it was like just over 100 people in it. And then once Tom started blowing up, our group kind of joined, and he couldn't handle it. So he pretty much just passed it down to me. And, as Tom grew, I had it in my head where the place I wanted it to become, you know what I'm saying? And, one thing led to another. I found a great team to help push that dream, and, Hangovergang blossomed into something beautiful.
Thank you, Jess, by the way. She said she tipped $5. Let's go. Hashtag HOG. Hands down.
HOG in the house.
And see, that's the thing. I think, the community, what's the word? The intent of any community that has to do, like, the people that really rock with, Tom and Nova and Brandon, the core people that really resonate, especially ones that have been there for a long time, have been following his career. That's what their intention is to create a space where people can just be themselves. Yep. But being yourself doesn't mean you have to be a douche nugget, right? So
exactly,
you got to balance that, but then you can't be like, oh, well, you can't say anything that you want to say because it might be no, you've got to find that balance there where people are respectful, right?
Exactly, and that's one of the main keys, was because Tom's all about freedom of speech, and so on one hand we want to make it, like you said, a place where people can, if they choose to, open up. But at the same time, we also know nowadays what triggers wrong conversations, blah blah blah. So our intent was to keep all that kind of out of it, just kind of come together off the love of music and just being there for one another, um, and that's what it's become. Man, I can't tell you how many stories I've had over the years. Just people just reaching out at the right moments. Something gets posted at the right time that helped somebody have a better day. Like those core things is what HOG is, and I'm just, like I said, it's been an incredible ride, incredible journey.
And see, I can speak from my personal experience. Anybody that has any experience that has the honor, I'll use the word honor, of being involved in the community in any capacity other than just a listener. Let's just put it that way.
Exactly.
And I see who's in the chat. I know who's here, and I know people that mod for the different discords, for the Facebook group, for the Twitch, or whatever the case may be. The opportunity to maintain that balance and help, and those moments where you realize that someone is like, wow, I found my spot. Like, I found where I feel comfortable here. Man, you guys, those comments where people are like, man, you guys are so awesome. Like, I'm not used to people not being a complete douche. Like, it's those moments that really make or break, your commitment to it, because
Exactly.
you can actually help people. And I think a lot of people in the community came because I think everybody has a part of that mindset where people have issues, looking for something that kind of resonates with, their ideals or their sense of community, and then they find a home and they protect it, but they are welcoming to other people. That's that other hard balance, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we just, like I said, once we got the team, and once Tom's, like, his music, his message, like what he was doing blew up. Like, what it comes down to is, real recognize real. You know what I'm saying? Like, the people that, if you're a good person, you're gonna vibe off a good person who's gonna find more good people. We're gonna find each other, and we did. Like, it's you can't make it up. Like I say it all the time. Like, Hangover Gang is, the best community out there. There's really nothing like it.
And I actually really do agree. And I'm not as involved as I used to be, just because obviously I'm involved in my own content. So I'm not there for every single thing anymore. I'm not there for every single person every single time that ever does this, that, or the other, right? And me personally, and this is a fact, I rarely go on Facebook anymore.
Right.
I just don't, because I have this platform, that platform, this Discord, that Discord, this modding, this YouTube, and I'm like, I can't, y'all. Like, I don't do TikTok, I don't do Twitter, and I don't do Facebook usually. But
yeah, I used to be on Twitter, but I gave Twitter up a long time ago.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where being able to be part of something is amazing, and that sense of community that people have, and it helped me. Of course, I can say, people on this platform have heard me say it a million times. I'm ride or die, so I'm here for all of it. Like, I legit really am. And I think that most people that know me know that. I don't think I have to shout it from the rooftops anymore, because I think it's just kind of part of my personality, I guess.
Exactly.
Or my, and same with you. You're synonymous. You are literally synonymous with that. Is it hard to maintain, like, jumping on lives in the Facebook group and, like, trying to get people engaged and stuff? Is that?
It was tough at the beginning. Like, when we, like, especially when it came down to releases. Like when he drops new music. Like, even like those moments, like at the beginning, it was a lot harder. Now, like I said, now we're to a point where the group it's here. It's been here. Now the only thing we can do now is just grow. Our foundation is set. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's, getting messages. The stories that's come to me and the team, were just simple stuff. Like I mentioned earlier, just a simple post somebody reads at like the right time in their life. Just like it's just mind blowing how it actually is that way. You know, like we've had fam pay for phone bills because they couldn't live without the group to be there. You know, phone bills gotten paid so they can stay in contact. You know, like it's amazing what it actually is more than just the music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to get all that 4 years later, it's incredible.
And that's the thing is like I'm a firm believer in, because obviously, like I said, I am a ride or die, and I love the music, I really do. But I'm going to tell you, there are some songs I don't play on repeat. There's some that I do. It just depends on my preference or my what I want to do, right?
Of course.
Some things, not everything's for everybody, but you know, at no point in time does that take away from the commitment to the community or to the friendships that you have,
Right.
or your sense of empathy for other people. But
Yep.
not only do you do this, let me just give everybody a little bit more background. Not only do you do this, you are married, right? With
Yep.
kids.
Yep.
And
Yep. 3 of them.
a
3 girls.
job
Outside.
long hours, too many days a week. Like, and then you're doing this, which is, you know, the official Hangover Gang group.
Oh yeah.
And you're doing all of that while balancing all of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to find that balance, you know, like, and my wife, you know, I can't say that, you know, there was a time that it didn't cause a couple arguments here and there, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, she helped push me because she started to see what is becoming, you know, the lives we're reaching, you know. So just everything, you know, everything just slowly gotten better. You know, I put in the work, put in the time. Now it's, like I said, I got a good team, you know, and the family just handles itself, you know.
Right.
It's like you said, it's a staple. Like,
Well, see, and here's something that I ran into a lot. One of my biggest hurdles I had to overcome in the last year, let's just say, especially at the beginning, was excuse me, getting involved in the community. And let's just say, let's put it, the Hangover Gang community, as well as, so that would be Nova's Discord, Tom's Discord, being in the Facebook group, as well as the reactor community, as well as, right? So just add as well as to everything, because at the time I was doing everything.
oh, wow.
But here's the thing. My family wasn't on board. They thought I was crazy. They thought I was insane. I'm like, leave me alone, song 9 a.m. Pacific. And they're like, what do we care if it's Pacific? I said, just be quiet. Like, you know, it was just a thing, you know, and they didn't get it. They don't understand. They don't understand why I want the album signed. They don't understand why I'm putting all this time into it. They don't get it. But until, for example, well, my teenager's never on board because, you know, she hates me. But she doesn't hate me much. But like my mom, after I started the podcast, my mom is more on board, because she sees, I think she sees the connections, and she sees that it's not like I just want to play World of Warcraft all day. I mean, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it. I absolutely loved it when I played it. But if that's your community, if that's something you truly love and you're happy and it makes things better and it makes you a better person and you feel like you're helping other people, I don't see anything wrong with it. But I can understand, I can empathize or sympathize with other people who are like, the hell are you doing? Like, really, again? You're doing something again? Like, what is going on? You know, why are you talking to them? Like, you know, oh, they need me, right? This person needs someone to talk to, and so I'm going to talk to them. Well, I'm going to watch a movie. Okay, well, go ahead, and I'll be there when I can. You know, and they go, well, what the hell? And it's like, they don't see it at the first, and so I don't know how else to say it. Like, you kind of prove it down the line a little bit.
Yeah.
By showing the consistency and the support, and you show just how important it is, and it's not just a whim. And it takes that for the family to kind of get on board. And some of them never do, but it's still amazing. Yep. Hi, Mrs. Trauma. I see you.
What's up?
Wolf is like cat's cock blocking. I am not. I am the best wing woman ever. Legit. Like, I'm never in the way. Okay. But I'm just saying there's more to it. I think a lot of people forget sometimes, like, we, as a consumer, we go on our whim, right? You're bored,
Yep.
you're sitting on the toilet, you scroll through Facebook or whatever. You drop some likes, you respond to some comments, you might post something, you get off the pot, you go about your day. But when you're involved in the administration or the background or the teams that are behind these platforms,
Can't just do that.
It ain't like that.
Nope.
Like, I'm actually a part of one community. I think it's the one that like Heidi and Local Citizens started. That one, the street team, Nova Street team.
Yep.
Constant requests to be added to the group, and requests for posts that they say this is the parameters of what you can post, and they literally are like, here's Joe Blow from down the street, here's his song he put on TikTok yesterday. No. Like, no, you're not advertising for work from home jobs. Stop. Hi, Mrs. Nieto. That's Nick the actor's mom. She's in the chat.
Oh, how you doing, Miss Kathy?
But it takes a lot more, and I don't think that. I'm trying to pick my words carefully. I don't think you get enough credit. I don't think you get enough, like, you deserve acknowledgement, and you deserve people saying, dude, you're awesome. You deserve that, because you're all around, hands down, flat out, awesome, kind guy.
I appreciate that. You know, like I said at the beginning, you know, that was me. You know, like before I was even an admin for the original admin here. I was the one always in the comments. You know, people reached out. I was the first one to make a comment. You know, what's up? You know, how's your day? Blah blah blah. You know, just being there for someone, because, you know, like a lot of it, you know, Tom's music is around, you know, mental illness, you know, like addictions, like that route. A lot of us, like, have been through some stuff, you know, and maybe not in the exact same way, but enough to just give that couple words, or give that, you know, that shoulder to lean on. And
no, absolutely, because it's a damn it, I can't think of the word. It's not a dividing factor, it's a uniting factor.
Exactly. And like you said, at the same time, you know, we also understand that we all have our differences. But unlike the rest of the world, who, you guys have one difference, you guys are mad at each other, you guys are enemies, we don't have that here. Yep. We can support each other's similarities and agree to disagree on stuff that we don't have in common, and that's perfectly fine. And that's, I feel like, is the difference, and why, you know, HOG is what it is, you know?
No, I completely agree. I really do. I think that and see, I'm not, and I'm going to be very clear on this, I'm not including people who use the music and the messages in the music as a weapon to twist to their own opinions and throw at people in order to hurt.
Exactly. It's uncalled for.
Right. So when I'm talking about the community, when I'm talking about the Hangover Gang Facebook group, when I'm talking about any of that, right, I am literally speaking to what I would call the real ones. I'm talking to what I call the ride or dies. I'm talking to the people who are there with good intentions. Mm-hmm. And the first thing that you can set me off with is if you twist. And I'm going to be completely serious about this. People do that for example, they do that with the Bible. They take and they twist a verse in order to fit their personal thought processes, and they say, well, this is its interpretation and meaning, therefore I'm right, shut up. And that's not how it works.
Exactly. You can't force it. Yeah. You know, and that's one thing we've always understand, me and the admin team, you know, because I can't take all credit. You know, I got a great admin team that, like I said, we've been through all of it. We've been through Tom blowing up. We've been through when Tom actually tried to make the official Hangover Gang, like him running it, but it got taken down. It got blown up, and it kind of got Facebook kind of just got rid of it less than, I think it was like 20 minutes. It got flooded.
Oh, wow.
And got taken away. And then at that same time, when he dropped that, everybody was thinking our group was his group. Oh man, like that's when we were getting 200 a day requests on who can join, who can't. And man, that was the insane days. But I'm thankful for it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I get that because I was a day one in his Discord.
In the one that he made?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no,
this Discord one. I was day one on that, and he hit 11,000 people in his Discord in like 48 hours. And I probably am overestimating a tiny bit because I think it's at that around that now. I'm not sure. However, the trolls, oh my god, it was like whack-a-mole. And I just sat back with my popcorn like, holy, because the cool thing about, the Facebook group is you can post something, right? And then you can kind of explore it at your leisure. The thing about like Discord, it's a live chat. So it's kind of, if you miss it, too bad, so sad. Because if it scrolls past and then you come in 20 minutes later, you don't scroll through every single, well, some people do. You don't scroll through every single message, right?
Right.
But it's just, in that regard, I get it. Like, I really do get it. I watched that, and it was chaos. It was pure chaos. And so I can only imagine, at least there's that stop gate at the beginning where, you have to approve people. So it's just like, if the name is like Bend Over or something, like, yeah, no.
Yep, I mean.
Poor Bend Over. I'm sorry, bro. I booted you. I'm kidding. To all the real Bend-Overs out there, your parents are evil.
Sorry, not sorry.
Right. Like, if your parents name you that, you're kind of screwed in life. Like, they're setting you up to fail. They're like, I don't know, they think it's funny. I almost named my son Jackal. Jack. My last name's Call. Jackal. Because I thought that was badass. And I changed my mind. Thank God.
That's better than Bend Over.
Yeah, but Jackal, come on, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
He'd have to explain it to people, like, why didn't you do that? Like, well, nobody would actually ask him, but, some people, if you got it, you got it, right? They'd be like, wink, wink, we get it.
Wink, wink.
I can't imagine doing the welcoming pack then and now. Yeah. Because, like, Melanie, she does welcoming on Tom's server, and there's a lot of people, and they come and go, they go dormant, whatever. I mean, but you always have your core, like, you see the same people consistently, which is kind of cool, seeing people come back over and over, being consistently there in the comments, stuff like that. But obviously there's, like, been no tours and stuff, but you've been on tours, yeah?
Yeah.
You've been to I'm not saying you're on tour. I'm saying, like, you've been to the shows and stuff. I know you have.
Oh, yeah. Back in 2018, like, when I first found Tom, and then shortly after that, he went on the Hell of It tour. I'm like, oh, yes. So, at first, I seen he was coming close. He was coming to Kansas City, Missouri. I'm not too far. I'm in Nebraska.
Right.
So I'm like, it's happening. No, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Going on the killer show, met him, met Brandon, had a couple small conversations. It was right before, it actually just passed on my memories. It was like a couple days before Nova's birthday, and we all sang her happy birthday, like this.
Aww.
And then that same tour, he actually came through Nebraska, and so I went to that concert too. So I actually went to the two shows on the one tour, but then I wasn't able to catch the second tour. And then obviously the rest is history. But yeah, I mean, I was able to catch him before he blew up. Before he's got the 3 million subs and.
Right. That's what I was
You know what I'm
about to
saying?
address next, to be honest, because the reason I asked you that question specifically has to do with the fact that it doesn't make you greater than or less than in any way, shape, or form. However, there is a difference to people that have had an opportunity to catch him on tour, right? It's a whole nother,
Yeah.
it's a whole nother vibe and another appreciation, because a lot of his touring was prior to this exponential growth, huge growth.
Exactly.
And so
Yep.
all of these, most, not all of them, a lot of people have never had the opportunity because he's never toured since they found him, right?
hmm
What's up,
He had
307?
one other tour before that. It was the Everybody Hates Me tour, and then that was the last tour, and COVID hit and kind of messed all that up.
So there's a lot of people that have never had the experience of prior to when it's a smaller venue or something, it's more feasible to be able to actually meet every single person, and we hear about that all the time, right? Because I've had him in
Yep.
2018, but I was not in a position in my life to be able to really get into music or even think about it. It just wasn't on the radar. I had other things going on. So I just had a spider jump on me. Give me 2 seconds while I freak out quietly. I got him. No, I didn't. Sorry. He's
No, you
jumping.
didn't.
He jumped. I kept calm. I'm really, really, really proud of myself. Can I go cry
Yeah.
now? But no, there's a different dynamic because it's one of those things where people are like, oh, you hear all this stuff and it's this unreachable person. Well, there's a lot of artists that are very unreachable just because of their success or their numbers or whatever, right?
Right.
And so it's hard to wrap your brain around, not everybody, but it's hard to wrap your brain around the opportunity that if he comes back on tour that you get to meet him and stuff. So it's really cool to hear from people that have already been there, have already been to a tour, because at this point I'm thinking bigger venues, there's no way I can sit there for 6 hours afterwards to try and shake everybody's hand ever. But the intent's still there. It's cool because when you dive back into some of the older music, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it hits different, but it does. Some
I
of
mean,
it hits different. I think
it
every
does.
album hits a little different, but it's just a part of the journey. You know what I'm saying? It's on the rise up. It's just interesting to catch all of those different things. I would have loved to have had those opportunities to say I was there when,
Yes, it was, and just being there, especially now, like you said, now after the blow up, it will make it a little difficult. I'm sure he's going to figure out something.
Right.
But I mean, the vibe is still going to be there.
No, I believe it.
You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, good people. Even way back then, the people that were at the shows was just good people. It still felt like what I knew it was going to feel like. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I can't imagine it when he goes on tour again, how it's going to feel. Just like you said, just giant family reunions. Everybody's just gonna either know somebody through something, through like I said, like your community, knowing somebody through that, knowing somebody through the Discord. Somebody's gonna know somebody, and just gonna have a good time when these shows do come. You know what I'm saying? And
No, I
I'm
agree.
looking for.
I mean, I have a feeling I'm not going to necessarily travel over the country, just I don't have the means to do that at this point. But,
Of course.
if they come through Texas, you can bet your ass I'm going to be there. And I do
And
know
we should.
tons of Texas people through all different avenues and all different walks of life and all different areas. And I just am stoked to figure out who I'm going to run into. I've never met, except for when Nick and Truth flew out here and hung out at my house with me for my birthday.
That's awesome.
Aside from that, I've never met anybody, hangover gang in my area.
Yeah.
Because, I also don't go anywhere, so it's probably my own fault. But it's just one of
There's
those
nothing wrong.
things. I can't wait to hang out with people that I could just be like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, and just have good times. Like you ain't got to worry. A lot of people have that anxiety on meeting new people. But it's just going to be a lot different.
No, I think so too, especially people that do have those kind of anxieties and things of that nature that have all banded together. They're more comfortable with the people they talk to all the time, right? People they see
Yeah.
constantly, they see in the comments, they see, you go live on the Facebook group, they see you.
Mm-hmm.
They know who you are. They see you. You're going to get mobbed, man.
So like I said, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, from what the chat's saying, I think they are too. Everybody's excited. It's something that drives me crazy when people are like, when's it happening? When's it happening? Stop. We'll know when we know, okay?
When you're ready, they're going to let you know. Like,
Yeah, sometimes
chill.
if not everybody knows everything, and it's not all set in stone. Maybe it is, but when it's our turn to have, it's our business. It's our turn to know about it. We'll know. It's cool.
Exactly. Like if he wants to wait 2 more years, so be it. I feel like they will go on tour when they're ready to go on tour.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
But just know when they do, we all here for it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's cool. Sheer Madness says, I have one hog friend in my area that's become a close friend. We would have never found each other. Aw, see? That's what I'm talking about, those connections.
Just being there. And like you mentioned, just like it's more than just a Facebook group because we got reactors in there. I mean, Tom and Nova themselves are in there. It's just like, like their family's in there, the sister, Emily, and so like it's just incredible. Like I can't hype it up anymore. Like it is what it is, and oh man, it's just beautiful.
No, and it's awesome, and that's the thing is, it's like, I just can't thank you enough for, being as kind as you are, not only to people, but to me myself, like when we first started talking, and not being like, the fuck are you? Like, what do you want? Let me alone. I'm busy. You've never been that way. You've never, turned me away. You've never, and now I consider you a good friend of mine. So, but in the beginning, you didn't know me from anybody. Who the hell is this person? And you still treated me just as you would treat anybody else that you're kind to, open, what's going on? How can I help you? Sure, I'd love to help. What can I do? If I can, I'll try. All that stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be. I mean,
well, no, because not everybody is. So that's something that is a shining thing that you do that not everybody can, and not everybody does.
Yeah. And that's like at the very beginning, that was something that was in my head on what I wanted, what I knew it could be, because there was moments in my life where, I hit rock bottom and I didn't have nobody I could have turned to. I didn't have all these hands. I didn't have all these shoulders. I didn't have, I didn't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? So once I kind of got in the position that I was, I wanted I just wanted it to be that nobody could have that feeling again. You know what I'm saying? Because it's tough not having nobody. And Hangover Gang, you the group, you make one post, any kind of, I need prayers, I need. And you got all these people just reaching out. You don't know hardly any of them, but you don't need to.
It's all love.
Some way, somehow, you can. If you're having a bad day, you can find something in the group that's going to help you, even if it's just that one post.
No, I completely agree, and I think that is in my definition of what a community is.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I understand, we all refer to it to, like, I say community a lot specifically just because of the platforms that I'm on. I say it on purpose to define what I'm talking about. However, we talk about family all the time.
Yep.
And it's the way people make you feel. They make you feel like, and say, I have my mom. I don't have any family, like, for the most part, except for my kids.
Right.
So it's not, hey, Nick, thanks for stopping by.
What's up, Nick?
And there's truth. Appreciate y'all.
What's up, bro?
there's a lot of times where I think a lot of people, it resonates with them, and I think that they become really good. They're really good at helping other people, putting their, getting to where they are, getting past their own personal issues, surviving them, and then saying, you know what, I didn't have anybody. If I can be that person, I wish I could have. Now, it won't apply to everything, because some things just you can't handle,
Of course.
However, anybody that feels that way, and that's how they choose to take their own personal anxiety, trauma, issues they've dealt with, personal experiences, and turn it into something to help other people, even just dropping likes or saying, hey, sending prayers your way, whatever the case may be.
Anything the smallest thing, pray the smallest, you could say hi to somebody, and just not having, one person could just have never had that can change somebody's, what I'm saying, just change their whole everything, just everything.
Truth, you're correct. He says, you got me, I'm your family. He's my brother. So I count him. And Nick, he says, I'm family as long as I get to be the drunk uncle at the family reunion. We talked about that when they were in town. So he is officially taken the drunk uncle status. I appreciate y'all. I do. I mean, I know y'all knew exactly what I meant, but I get that. I do. I think that that's the definition of a community. And I think that here I am. I'm going to take it on a tangent that some people here have heard me go on before, just a little bit. I think that people, with their access to everything, everywhere, at any time, right, have forgotten to take care of their home, their family, their local area. They don't participate locally anymore. They tend to hear and take on all the problems of everybody in the entire world, when some of it's frankly none of their damn business. And I just feel like if people would focus on their own communities, I'm not saying don't participate in other ones, I'm saying, but pour some of your heart into your community, whatever that may look like in your reality, whether it's your real life local community, the book club at the library, whether it's, the local high school, whatever the case is, right? Or if it's online, if it's, a platform. You just focus on that and do what you can to make that be well. And then when the person that's visiting and they go back to where they are and then they spread it, it spreads.
Exactly.
Lead by example. And you can't be kind to the entire world at all times, because we are human.
Right.
So to take that on is too much. People need to just kick back and appreciate what they have. And be kind, especially if you're in the public eye in any way, shape, or form. You have to be kind. It's free,
right?
And you just never know whose day you could make or break with nasty words or kind words.
Exactly.
And you have to be mindful. If you're on a live, if you're on a platform, if you're in a group and you're posting and you want to spew hate, venting is not the same. Just remember, kindness is free. It don't cost you anything, really.
It takes more energy to sit there and be negative to somebody than to actually want to help somebody.
True. It does. But and you can kind of put it back to that whole thing that I said before. If people were to focus a little bit more locally, let's just say, basically mind your business, okay? Focus a little bit more locally. They could pour some of that attention that they're bored, that boredom, into expand their circle just a little bit more, and focus on that and make it grow, make it do well. And then if they have still bored, they can focus a little bit further out. But then when you take on the world and you can't conquer it, right, and you get bored because you have nothing to do, and you just start, it kills time. Being hateful kills time.
Yep.
Because, then you have the fallout, you have to word it properly so you get the right got 'em in there, and it's like,
Don't make no sense.
It really doesn't. I want to talk somewhere for hours every day, even if it's just watching YouTube. Exactly. You see consistency. I love that. And it's kind of like, it's like people, if you meet somebody in the military, you kind of have a certain kind of viewpoint about them. There's a respect that comes with it. It's same with the HOG community. You just know, they're a fellow, they're fam. You know what I mean? So it kind of
Exactly.
gives you that comfortability right out the gate. It's kind of nice.
Yep.
What's up, Rude
I
Knuckles? See
mean,
you.
it took time, because we've always, there was groups that went beyond our numbers as far as like having 40,000, 50,000. Like groups was surpassing us at one point. Just kind of just try to just like we were the oldest, but there's so many out there now. It's anyway. When it came down to it, it got to the point where we sat back and we looked at the quality of our group compared to the quantity of our group, and going that route. Obviously, 22,000 is still a lot, but it's not. It's 22,000 good people.
Right.
It's completely different.
No, I completely agree. I agree with that because, quality matters. Being consistency matters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it makes a better experience for anybody that's jumping in and, participating in any way. And it also, and to be honest, and people forget this all the time. Like I said, people like to twist, for example, in a specific instance, lyrics in order to fit their agendas, their opinions, and throw them at people like weapons. However, that's not the intent behind it. It's to be unifying. And I would rather have 5 good, trustworthy, kind people than 200,000 fake trolly sons of bitches that make me not want to sleep at night. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean,
1,000%.
And that's kind of like what that tag is supposed to mean.
Yep.
And so there are some groups that allow people to twist the words or spew hate and stuff, and that's not. I don't think it's a good thing. It's my opinion, though.
It's not.
But if that's what they want to do, I mean, you do you, boo boo. But that's why I stick with the ones that I resonate with.
Even that. We've had so many people that tried to. Oh man, this group's better than whatever, all these other groups, and it got to a point where like, look, don't even bring that here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're still fam, regardless of how they run it. Don't bring all that over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to that point too. But we just know how we do it over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, my favorite response when I say we're not gonna say that, right? Somebody says something hateful. If Nick's still in here, he knows what I'm talking about. He's been present. It's been in his server in the past. We've had to boot people, but I wasn't a mod in Tom or Nova's at the time at that point. But people would say things like just nasty, right? And it's like, you're not. No, we're not doing that. You're not going to sit here and be nasty, trolly, and hateful. And they're like, well, I thought, for example, Nick's hangovergang, and Tom talks about, speak your piece, and you can say, I said, this isn't the same.
Yeah, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, or they'd be in those servers, and my personal experience, because you guys don't allow those to slip through the cracks usually, so, and in the comments and stuff, but I'm talking like in Discord, I've seen people try to say something like, well, I thought he believes in free speech. And it's like, but we also believe in the terms of service, bruh. Like, stop. Like, you can't say just because you can say something doesn't mean you should.
Right.
Common sense. And also people forget that when you're in these groups, and I'm just saying anybody that's listening, when you're in a group that is supporting someone, right? Whether it be their official or not, it doesn't matter, but official even more so. You have to be mindful that your comments are representing that person, artist, reactor, whoever it is community, right? So
exactly.
All it takes is a screenshot with the official Facebook HOG group or the official official Tom Discord, right? That's all it takes. And then someone posts it, somebody gets, all twisted up, and it goes somebody just, makes it a thing, it goes viral, and all of a sudden, now, for example, Tom is dealing with something that he shouldn't have had to, because people can have common sense and kindness and don't need to spew every piece of crap that comes out of their mouth.
Exactly.
And people forget that, it's about the community and it's about being around friends and having a good conversation, but it's like going to someone's house. Like, if you're in someone's house, read the room a little bit.
Some people just choose not to.
And
we got no problem kicking you out. You can feel however you want to. That's one of our main rules. Our group is amazing, but we also got guidelines. So, the guidelines is what makes it run the way it does. You can't follow those, then you obviously don't deserve to be here. So.
No, absolutely. And like, you specifically are a figurehead to a point of a representative when it comes to the Hangover Gang as a whole, and Tom.
Yeah.
Not saying that everything you ever speak ever is coming from his lips to your ears and you to the masses. That's not what I'm saying. But people see it that way sometimes. So you have to be mindful of what you're saying all the time. That's not easy.
Yeah, me and Tom, we've been in contact for a while. And I still get people that try and, oh, yo, can you do this? Can you get Tom my beat, blah, blah, I even get that. So I see that side of it. At the same time, people also, like the group, they, we've also helped them throughout the years get like unreleased videos. People try and put the albums online. We've even sent them stuff like that to help deal with those situations. So it's a good, but I also get the bad too, and I don't get people. He's this famous rapper, but at the end of the day, he's still a guy. Him and his girlfriend went through their struggle, and got to where they are. They busted their ass. You know what I'm saying? And they deserve every last little, everything that they've, they've earned it all.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. And I think there's enough success that anybody that really, really, really wants it and is hungry enough and has and grinds whatever that you do, you can get success. It's that simple. You can, right? Sometimes your success down the road doesn't always look the way you thought it would, but everyone can be. But I also think that how dare people come at people and have expectations of,
oh, you're lucky. Like, no.
or even to make demands,
Yeah.
Like, I don't have this issue as much anymore, but at first, like when I first became a Nova's Mon on Twitch, people like, tell Nova this. Huh? What? No. Like, and I would say, well, even if I could, I'm not going to. That's a conscious choice, because I'm not going to be your go-between. I'm not the gopher. I'm not the messenger, right? To hook you up with someone because they're not answering you. Well, what does that tell you? But people feel entitled to, bank off somebody else's success, and they've earned every piece of that, and they deserve it. They do amazing.
Yeah.
And so, but on the flip side of that, like for you specifically, I just feel like you deserve the acknowledgement. You deserve the attaboy for what you do and how awesome you are with people and how you interact with everyone. And on top of being, your family and your job and all of that other stuff, it's not like you just sit on a Facebook group all day.
I used to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't have to do that anymore. But there was a time where I kind of did. But I had this vision. You know what I'm saying? And I made the choices I made to help promote Tom, yes, but also to promote, the family. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think
But no,
he says it all the time that it's not just about him. It's about the community. It's about the family. It's about, everybody coming together.
exactly, and that's what I mean. He knows it. Well, I mean, we all know, and that's why. That's why I'm not saying that's the reason why his success is what it is, but you know,
It's a big factor because people respect that, and there's more people that respect that, I believe, than you see running their mouths on TikTok and running their mouths on Reddit or whatever. I think that I have this weird concept that the loudmouths, right, what we would consider triggered snowflakes, whatever, whatever words you want to use, they're not actually the majority. The majority of the people that are doing other things, or maybe they're dealing with their own things and they're just not in the middle of all that, or maybe they're not commenting because, wow, this escalated quickly, and they just don't say anything. Not because they don't feel like it's good, bad, or indifferent, because they're like, yeah, I don't have time for this shit. Like, no, I'm not getting myself in the middle of this because it's not healthy, it's not good, whatever.
exactly.
And I feel like his growth, some of it, and the community's growth has a lot to do with people realizing there's other people out there that unite under some common basic stuff, right?
Exactly.
And one major unifying factor is, and I've noticed it quite a bit, and it's nothing bad, it's actually a good thing, it's people who've been through some shit, man.
Exactly.
That is a huge unifying factor.
Yep. It oh man, and I said that earlier, like if you've never been through the struggle, you won't ever understand the struggle. And a lot of the people understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we can't force you to feel or to see why this person keeps doing this, or why somebody, whatever the case may be. But we all understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, absolutely. I think that's it. It's those unifying factors where, in a community like the one on Facebook that you're right there at the top there, on that type of a group, people come in there comfortably, understand. They all kind of have a mutual understanding of an underlying level of respect.
Yep.
And they also have a underlying level of, I've been there too, and it might not be the exact same thing.
Exactly.
You might have broken your knee and I broke my elbow, but we both broke something and it sucked, and then, so I feel you. Like, that's a very basic way of putting it, but I think that it's, once people get that it's a real thing, they tend to they kind of go, okay, yeah, they get me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see some of the, and I see them too, I see some of the cries for help. Hey guys, I'm just, today is not my day. Today's not my day. Yep. I don't know what to do. I just can't get a grasp on what's going on with my life, or whatever the case may be. I'm just I'm just like pulling this out of the sky, and then people flock to give them support and let them know that they're not alone.
Yes, and it's remarkable to see all the stories of, like, if somebody comes in and they've been sober for 7 years and they slip up.
Yep.
Life happens. We're not going to judge you. And that's and stuff like that is also, because that aspect alone has helped tons of people. People not mad at them for life happening. They're supportive. They're not, yo, stupid, blah blah blah, whatever. That's not how it is.
Right.
They're like, hey, tomorrow's a new day. Get back. You know what I'm saying? It blows my mind and it warms my heart to see just what it's become.
And see, in that regard, like, for example, I don't hide it. I talk about it and very lightly, and it doesn't bother me. My drug use during my marriage and stuff, like 12 years on methamphetamine, quit it cold turkey the night my ex-husband tried to kill me and I put him in jail, like all of this stuff. So it is what it is. It is something.
Yep.
There are experiences that came from that. There's the paranoia. There's the, being worried, having my door kicked in, having my house raided. Like, there's all these factors, right? All of these things. And I'm not going to go back. That's not the point. The point is, though, is like to be able to relate to someone on a level that there are people that say, well, why would you doing drugs is wrong? Just don't do it. Okay, cool. I got that. Okay, cool. I get that. I understand that mindset. However, there's that lack of sympathy. I'm not saying you need to be sympathetic, but understand my viewpoint is different.
We're not perfect.
Right, exactly. And if you don't understand the devastation of being in that mode where you can't stop yourself. You take that drink and you're like, God, why did I do that? Or you take a pill, why did I do that? Any of those things, right? If you've never experienced that in any way, you really shouldn't speak on it.
Exactly.
Because you can't say, well, just cut off all your friends, give it to God and pray, and then say that's what's going to fix it. That's not true at all. You need to understand that, you're still loved, you're still a good person, and it's okay.
Exactly.
And when you're around people that you understand that a lot of people have been through those struggles, that's just an example I'm giving. There could have been anxiety issues, depression issues, there could be just any kind of crazy. Knowing other people have been through some semblance of crazy makes you more comfortable being able to just be like, my family won't understand, but maybe y'all will. And that can save lives. People don't get that.
Yes. Obviously I'm not going to put the name out there, but I've had a conversation with somebody for 2 hours. Somebody I had no idea, but just told me that they were in dire need.
Yeah. It's hard, because you take ownership of their pain sometimes,
Exactly. Like, understanding where he's at. Maybe not to the point because he had PTSD for like overseas war stuff that I'm, so like he had some stuff that I didn't understand, but that still didn't stop me from.
Right. Are you cutting out or did you go silent? I think you cut out. I can't hear you. Did we lose you? You might want to try and leave the chat and then come back into it, and maybe that'll work. I'm not 100% sure, but you could try. Because I can't hear a single thing if you're talking, and I hope you can still hear me. I'm looking now. Hey y'all, it wouldn't be my stream if there weren't technical difficulties, you guys. I'm trying, y'all.
What happened?
Oh, there you are. Could not hear you for the last 2 minutes.
Oh, it's been quiet on my end.
Huh. Yeah, we couldn't hear you at all, but you're back. Yeah, Discord is on one lately, Skullz. Absolutely. No, but you're saying you were saying that somebody reached out to you, and you would literally talk to them for 2 hours, and that's where you cut out.
Yeah, it's just incredible. Just to have somebody that's a complete stranger do that, means a lot.
No, that's true, because you just never know.
Exactly.
You just never know. And I mean, there's sometimes, like, I personally, there are, like, I don't tend to get into a lot of servers have a mental health channel in some capacity, and I don't tend to go in there because I just don't, I can't take it on. Like, I cannot take it on at this point in my life. I just can't. However, if someone reaches out to me, that's a different story. But I'm not going to go in there and check and see if people are posting that. But if I see it, I generally will acknowledge. But if I'm not going to go looking for it. Like, I've got a 17-year-old who just thinks that I'm trying to control her every move. So and like fights me every day. I don't need it anymore. I can't handle it. My cup runneth over. But that doesn't mean that if someone reaches out to me, I'm not capable of at least taking the time and talking to them. That's different. I just don't go looking for it.
Of course. I used to, because I felt like I wanted to help everybody. Like I wanted to, like I said, I was in everybody's comments. I wanted to just be there for just everybody.
Right.
And then it got to a point where I couldn't.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like and obviously you get that point inside that you feel, you're upset with yourself, blah blah blah, but it's just reality. I had to learn with that, because I wanted to give everybody a chance. You know what I'm saying? Everybody deserves a chance.
Absolutely. I agree with you completely. I think everybody does deserve a chance, and everybody deserves an underlying level of respect.
Exactly.
And kindness. Like, that's just, you should treat everyone in this entire world that way. Now, don't get me wrong, if someone is an asshole, you have every right to cut them off, but that's not the same thing. It's that has been established very well in that group. You've done an amazing job at making sure that happens.
I had a good team.
No, absolutely. And I love your team. I see them. I don't know all of them, but I do see them because I don't get on Facebook that often anymore. I used to, like a year ago, I was on there all the time. But lately, I just don't. I see them in passing more than I interact consistently, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how I've tried to build this community. That is actually, like I say it all the time, you can disagree without being disrespectful. You can have a negative opinion about something without having to hate on someone. Like, you could say, oh, well, that's some bullshit. But once you say you, and you aim it at someone,
Yep.
And you don't have to agree, and you don't have to force anyone to say everything you do. And there's a lot of stuff, like, one thing that comes to mind is in the song I Don't Care, right? Where he says, are there fans that could have saved? If I'd done something different, that's a lot of weight. That's a lot to take on.
Exactly.
So being surrounded by a community that is embracing and is kind is huge. To be able to maintain that is huge.
But definitely worth it.
No, it's absolutely worth it. But not only am I consider you a friend, and it could be 2 months or 5 days or an hour, and I could pop in your DMs or whatever, and we talk like it's been like no time at all.
Exactly.
But also,
and that's what I get, because that's kind of how I was with Tom at first. Like I was like, but like the more we've talked and over the years, and the bond we created just being there. Like we met, like I said before, his like initial like blow up, but it's not like, yo, he does remember me from then, but it's not the same,
right?
But just to make the relationship over the internet over the years with him, with all these other people, has been
See, now I'm gonna like freak out because I didn't hear you didn't say the last word. You cut out again. Hold on. Hold on.
Was all there.
Yeah.
You know, the fan was all there. Just to be there. You know, like I understand, you know, what I've helped create, but I see it. I've seen it over the years with all the messages, all the friendships, you know, so I definitely feel the love. You know, it definitely don't go unnoticed. You know, 'cause that was the hardest part of my life.
Right.
And I'm not saying it was easy, but the fam made it easier. I don't know how to explain it more than that. You know, just having people in my corner during that time it almost felt like the weight was barely on my shoulders.
It was shared.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't thank the family enough. You know, I can't thank Tom enough, you know, because he helped with that, you know, and it's just blessings.
No, absolutely. And I'm gonna go on a tiny little geek out, and here's why. I'm around Nova more, to be honest, just because of you know the capacity, the roles that I hold at this point.
Right.
So I've had more interactions with her, count her on chats and things of that nature. I've been following Tom longer, obviously. I first was around him in like 2018 when first song I ever caught was White Boy. I caught that one, and I was like, what in the holy what? Okay, and then I think I heard Buttholes, and I was like, I actually love the hook, but I was like, I just don't know what to do with this. But I wasn't in a time and place where I could kind of, you know, run with it or anything. So, you know, I didn't listen. I didn't watch YouTube. I didn't do any of that stuff. But when I finally did get into it, and the family was so welcoming, but they're so, as people, I'm going to say Tom and Nova as people, and Brandon too, because, you know, I love Brandon to pieces. To be honest, they're just good people. They're kind. They're sincere. They just want to have conversations. They don't want people sucking up to them all the time. They don't want people to spam them. They want to, and I know this for a fact, and anybody doesn't know this. And by the way, everybody that's coming in from Larry's stream, hands down appreciate you. Thank you for coming through, and stay if you want or listen later. But, you know, tell them we said what's up.
What up?
But the thing is that I remember that being a thing where it's like they just want to come in and have a conversation with people, hang out for a little bit, you know, just like you would with your friends, or if you went to a bar and you struck up a conversation with people. You don't need to be like worshipped and adored everywhere you go because it's uncomfortable, I would think.
Exactly.
But
exactly,
they've always been good to me, and you know, acknowledged, you know, things that I said, or shown appreciation, or you know, Nova specifically actually has reached out to me when there was a shooting at right outside my kid's school, and I was it was not a good day. That was not my day.
that's cool.
I was on the phone with Just Jen Reacts while I'm on lunch break, and I heard, and I'm like, fireworks? Like, what is that? It was a shooting in the bayou that was like 100 yards from the back of the school that my elementary kid goes to.
Oh no.
About the same distance from my house, like with the bayou in between, right? And for some stupid reason, I got off the phone with Jen, and I got in my car, and I drove up there, and I was like, they wouldn't let me in. They're like, there's an active shooter, there's police crawling all over. I'm like, so I'm just gonna walk back to my car, and I was panicking because they wouldn't let me get my kid. I just had to go get her, right? What's up, Larry? I see you. And then I had posted, because I was in the middle of trying to do something for the different like communities that I was in, and I'm like, guys, I got this stuff's going on, blah blah blah. She reached out and was like, I just want to check on you, And I'm like, I just don't want to make it a thing. I'm not trying to like make it a thing. And she says, no, make it a thing. It's a thing. You get to feel that way. And it's like devastating, and you can feel that, and that's okay. And anyone that tells you different needs to basically suck my ass. So
Exactly. Get out of here.
that was so appreciated in a moment. And like while I was in the parking lot, I called Nick the actor, and I'm like, oh my god. He's like, is there SWAT swarming the school? No, but they're outside. Okay, then you're good. Are there tents set up for hostage negotiation? No, then you're good. Your kid's safe. Like they're doing what they're supposed to. Go home. Like, but then to get that you know, just completely out of the blue message to say, feel your feelings, do what you need to. If you need me, I'm here. From someone that I truly respect, just meant everything to me. Being around Tom when he's in his Discord and saying, because literally, I'm like, please give me cool mom points and shout out my daughter Bailey. Everybody here knows who Bailey is. And for him to do it, and of course I screenshot it so I could show her because she was sleeping at the time. I got so many cool mom points, but to do it, it's so simple, right? You would think that it's, but would any mainstream artist right now do that? I know the answer already. Y'all don't have, it's a rhetorical question. I just want to say, you know, Brandon is the same way. He's always been kind. He's always been very appreciative and friendly, and I love him to pieces as well. So I just think that anyone that is honored and lucky enough to be involved with the community at any level, including consumers, listeners, whatever.
Yep.
Are just, we're blessed.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, and there's days that I just, with everything going on, you know, in the world, you know, like I wish the world.
I swear, if you just cut out when you're about to say something super profound. You said you wish the world what? Because you cut out.
I don't know why it keeps doing that.
I don't know, but it's always when you're about to say something really cool. And I'm like,
God.
no!
No!
Like that chick in the meme. No!
Right.
You wish people in the world, you have to finish that sentence.
Yes, you know, like I just wish that the world could just take a glimpse inside, you know, like our community, you know, and like I feel like the world would be a lot better, you know. No,
I completely agree, because like I said, there's that underlying respect and appreciation and
all around
the been through it thing. And the coolest thing is that I am completely aware that to get people to listen, sometimes you got to get their attention, right? But when you really stop being pissed off for 5 seconds and listen to what people are saying, give people a chance, and this includes lyrics and, you know, his music, the controversial shit, whatever, you can see the unifying message. And by the way, in case anybody hasn't figured it out yet, because I think he laid it out pretty damn easy in this last song, it's not a far left, far right thing. It's not a pro this, pro that thing. It is this is my opinion. Can't we all just fucking get along and be humans?
Exactly.
Do you guys not see these divides? Why can't we realize that this is what's happening and then unify under our basically, I think most people are more centrist than anybody thinks they are. I am definitely more than I ever thought I was. And I've learned this because I've actually met people that aren't, and they're really far right, and my kid's like, you're so far right, like, you know, Trump person or whatever they say. I'm actually not. The more I hear that people on the far sides of each, I realize that I'm not either.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You can't. You know, and he said that in names, you know, it's like, it's like they're scared to be in the middle, you know, the free thinkers, like you said, they don't know what to do with people like, you know, like us, good people that don't need to be mad at everybody for whatever reason. You know, we can just come together no matter what.
And that's the thing, is I think that there are just these underlying factors of respect. I think respect and common sense pretty much defines everything.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what a
Yep.
community is. And of course, there are going to be disagreements, but if you can disagree respectfully, in other words, well, I don't agree with you, but I can see how you feel that way. It
Yep.
doesn't have
And that's
to,
it.
to be an argument.
Exactly. And then that conversation's done, and then they're talking about something that they do got in common, or whatever the case
Yeah.
may be.
And that's the cool thing about the, and I'm going to say it this way, you can correct me if I'm wrong, the community that you have built, if not had a huge hand in building. I don't want to exclude anyone. I absolutely adore that, the team that you have that is in place. I love all of them. I mean, I know Jenna as well. I know Tracy. I know there's people that I see in the different platforms that I know they're better. However,
Yep.
the community that has been built is a great thing. Now, let me be clear when I talk about the Hangover Gang community. I'm not talking about people who are being assholes in the comments and using Hangover Gang as a reason to spew hate. Like, that's not it at all. And I personally don't claim them because I don't think that's what it's about at all.
Nope.
So, what I'm talking about is the really awesome, community that you built, that Tom's built, that Nova's built, that Brandon's built, that have a, this underlying respect and appreciation for each other. And I just feel like the position and how much work you put into it and how much love and blood and sweat, tears that you have put into it over the years that you've been involved, aside from just being a cool person, deserved a spotlight, a feature,
Well, I definitely appreciate, like back then, I didn't, it's not the reason,
right, of course.
But I definitely, like I said, over the years, they've come together. Like my 30th birthday, they came together and did I think it was like a 7-minute video of just everybody wishing me happy birthday, and then at the end there was the JK Bros lit a 30 candle for me, and did a message for me and blew the candle out, and they did that. And there was an older actor, Miles, nerdy white guy.
Yeah.
He wished me happy birthday, and then Brandon got on there, and then Tom got on there. They just all wished me happy birthday, and like it's. I definitely feel it. It definitely doesn't go unnoticed. And I just appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing, is that I feel like I know that you appreciate it because you say so, like you tell people all the time. But I think that, I don't know, I just love you as a person and everything that you do. And I can see how pivotal you are, being in positions on different platforms of admin, mod, owner, whatever the case is, right? Okay, whatever capacity it is. Those inner workings behind the scenes that people don't understand. They're like, well, I posted it. Why can't it post? Why aren't you going to let me post it? Well, there's probably a reason. And, if there's a underlying respect for the team, like the team in charge, it's usually never a problem. Because they get it,
I mean, we still get them all the time, too.
Oh, I'm sure.
The inbox is blown up with, why ain't my post getting posted? Why this? Why that? It's just like, read the rules, like read the guideline, like there's definitely a reason.
No, absolutely, because like I said, it is also out of respect for the people, like Tom and Nova and Brandon as well. Not to be bringing things that they've requested, like for example, and this was a fun one, is like we were talking a couple weeks ago when it came to unreleased music, where I knew it was a thing. I knew that was out of a respect thing. The artists have specifically requested that their physical copy only music not be reacted to by reactors in the YouTube community. Period.
Exactly.
Okay, so I knew that. However, I knew that a year ago, and so much stuff has changed, everything. So why not ask? So I asked, and you came back and told me Tom said it's common courtesy. Yes, I agree. But if he was going to say, look, the last 2 albums, but everything else is cool, whatever, fair game, it's been long enough. That's his prerogative. But a lot of people in the community that rock with Hangover Gang, reactors specifically, because I know reactors, they respect that because they really, 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 really fuck with these artists. They love them. So they don't want to be disrespectful. It's the ones that are, the community comes in and they're like, oh, I just took you off my watch later list. Thanks. Because
and they're like, whoa, Tom's fans. Like, no, it's you.
yeah. And they get mad. They get mad. Some of them get so mad.
He gets so mad.
I don't care. I'm not taking it down. Okay, cool.
You know, and there's also been times where, you know, like I try and share, you know, new reactors and try and get them. Like I remember the JK Bros being when they first dropping Tom reactions, and now seeing them blown and all that. And there's also been some that's like, you know, I get in my comment and they're like, yo, you know, like, you know, some of you fans just don't understand or respect my opinion, and they get jumped down their throats because, you know, Hangover Gang don't play. But at the same time, you don't need to jump down somebody's throat for their opinion,
right?
You know, so it's like on one hand, it's like to a lot of these reactors that don't quite understand Tom on their first reaction, the fake fans want to jump down their throats. Oh, yeah. Tom's the best. Tom's, you know, way better. Just all that stuff. Like, we understand it. But you can't jump down somebody's throat who's just now getting to Tom. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I've seen Tom's music change people's minds.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
like, so many reactors go from one, and I mean, even now, like Stevie
yes,
Knight.
I was about to mention him. Yes, it tickles me pink every time. I'm like, yes.
He still don't really fuck with him, but when Tom gets him, he respects that, and it shows. You know, he says it like it is. Like, look, maybe it's not all for me, but hey, he's good, and that's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. And that's just, it's like, again, it's that common respect thing. Like, it's 10 times faster and easier to just say, yeah, no, and then like move on. Like, for example, I personally, like, in my server, I have, you know, you can post people that are going live. I actually have a channel for the Hangover Gang reaction. So if somebody, let's just say anybody in the community, and especially when the new videos drop, you see those go, they just blow up. Because I know there's been issues in the past with doing that, like inside Tom's or inside Nova servers. It just was ridiculous. People would multiple posts, but see, we all kind of know each other, so we know that if it's been seen or not. And if not, well, no big deal. However, if there are people who are flat out disrespectful, right, or like they do that thing where it's like people say, hey, I told them in the comments, or I talked to them personally, and they are just like, pfft. And the fun fact is, it's always satanic rappers, like every time. People just don't care, and they're just going to do what they want to do. That's cool, but you're no longer welcome when people post reactions. Yours will be deleted.
Exactly.
Because as far as I'm concerned, I have the utmost respect for the community and the utmost respect for them as artists. All three of them, hands down, and including the adjacent ones that, you know, have been involved as well. However, I just don't, for me, I'm not interested. If you can't respect the artists as a reactor, I'm not saying that, you know, what they do is, of course, you know, I mess with reactors, but I'm saying if you can't respect the artists, and at least, you know, when they say, look, I'll clear all the claims, I will do this, I'll do that. They bend over backwards for the reactor community, for the community itself, for the viewers, for everybody. They bend over backwards for everybody. Just don't do their unreleased shit. It's not hard. Like, it's not hard. don't mess with them anymore. That's so simple, right? I don't have to be mean. I don't have to talk shit. I have to spam their comments. I don't have to call their mom. I just don't click on it anymore.
Yep. That easy.
It's that easy. And when people can't just click away, when they're like, oh my God, I don't like this. Now I don't mind people saying, oh, this person is, this is not okay. And they're full on hate. Bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind knowing that, because then I do the same thing and I avoid them. And I don't promote them to the people in my community to say, hey, these guys are pretty cool or neutral, right? But just because they don't agree, and I have a great example. I'm going to give you the Cartier family. Cartier family? I don't know if you've ever seen them. They are a group of guys, and they've actually blown up. I'm not going to lie. They've blown up. But they reacted to Tom. They really, really fucked with Tom. But there were a couple songs that they're like, I don't really, especially around like the BLM stuff. There's some things that for them, they're just like, I don't really agree with this, and I don't think that's right, man. I don't agree. They're entitled to their opinion. And people are like, oh, they're evil, stupid little assholes that don't know what they're talking about. No, they just didn't adore every line in every song, and people hated on them. I've stuck by them. Just whenever they do Tom reactions, I always check them out, and they always respond to me, because I was there when they had like 10,000 subscribers. Now they're like almost 500,000, I think, or 200 or something.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they've blown up. And I made a stupid snarky comment. I'm like, you guys probably won't even see this if you even remember who I am, but I'm really proud of the progress that you've made, and I wish you all the success in the world. And then one of them was like, shut up, Kat. Like, you act like we don't know who you are. Like, DM me later. I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because people get so mad, and people don't need to get this mad. It's not necessary. It's not necessary, and it takes all your energy.
Mm-hmm.
I just think people need to be happy. Just happy people.
People feel like if they're not happy, you shouldn't be happy, and that's a bad mindset.
No, absolutely. See, Wallflower knows they came off as uber douchey for a few, but they do rock with Tom. I've stuck with them too. See, I'm serious, and people are like, no, I'm not gonna watch this. Okay, but I will. Okay, cool, but I will. And here's another example, and people can agree or disagree, and I'm gonna put this out there. Keto has a community. He doesn't do Tom reactions anymore, and the reason he doesn't do Tom reactions, he made it clear. You could put it to whatever you want to put it to, right? However, he made it clear, and I actually literally talked to him. Like, we have exchanged phone numbers. Like, I actually know the guy. His community was really, really big in BTS. And he's trying to get back in his music, and he would get ripped apart for having a different perspective on some of the lyrics that maybe he didn't agree with, or, and the negativity. He's like, dude, I don't have to do this. I do this for fun. I enjoy it. I don't want the negativity. And sadly, it was people claiming to be, for the Hangover Gang. Oh, well, he's amazing. How dare you say something negative? And he's like, I just don't fucking have time for this. He's like, so I'm not going to react to him. But then they came at him. They came at him so hard, he had to make a video about it. Because then by that time, you can imagine, and I'm not saying for good, bad, or indifferent, he was pissed off. Like, y'all get off my ass. But I still fuck with him as a person, right? We don't agree on him. I would rather him do all of the reactions. However, I still rock with him as a person.
Yep.
So, you can still be around people that, don't agree with everything you say. And I think that's a lot. That's a lot of the message. Yeah.
And still get on with their lives.
Exactly. And he felt that the negative blowback that he would get on any video that he didn't just gush and be excited, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life. The hate he got for that, he's like, well, this isn't worth it. I respect him. I think he's an amazing artist. He said it flat out. But I just think that because of the community that I have, it's just not right for my channel. I get that. In fact, he went out of his way to say something, so that helps too, you know?
What was that again?
I said that he said that because of the negativity, the kickback he was getting over anything that he said that wasn't complete adoration, he wasn't going to react to him anymore. And the kickback he got from that, he says, well, you just proved my point.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. And
Yeah, exactly.
that's one thing I hate, you know, because, you know, like, a lot of the reactors out there get judged off that. You know, they judge us off that. And it's just like, no, you know, like that's what I try and do. Like when I go in comments and I see them just like getting ripped apart by these fake fans, you know, just like I try and throw a link in there of the group and just like, look, these ain't the real, you know, please don't, you know what I'm saying? Like multiple times.
No, absolutely.
I feel bad because that's not us. That's not the core. That's not what HOG is about.
I agree. And what's funny is I had people, I would be in one of his chats and I had people coming at me like, why are you here? Because he made me a mod back when he was looking for people that like fucked with Tom. And was like, mod cat. And he just modded me. I was like, you didn't even ask me, bro. Like you just, okay. They're like, why are you still here? I'm like, because he's a good guy. Like, what do you mean? Oh, well, he doesn't react to Tom. So I'm not allowed to listen to him anymore? I'm not allowed to talk to him? Like, wait, did you, like, how are those toxic comments any different than what people complain about that, quote, let's just say, for example, the left does to people when they cancel them?
Yep.
How is it any different? I don't think it's any different at all.
It ain't.
I mean,
And that's the upsetting part.
That's the stuff people don't want to talk about because they really, really resonate. And like a lot of fans are really hardcore fans, and more power to them. It's great. So am I.
Right.
However, you can't tell me I can't listen to somebody because, well, they haven't played the latest Tom song. We're not going to talk to them anymore. What the hell? Like, what kind of
we understand
fucked up logic is that?
Why?
Yeah. Exactly right, Sam. Thank you. That's exactly it. Honestly, I think content creators, reactors want followers and subs to vibe with them, not necessarily any particular music fan base. That's true. I get that. Jeremy, BTS is a K-pop group. Huge. Like, ridiculously huge.
Yep.
Hog fam and fake fans. I'm one of the first to cut someone off claiming to be a fan while cutting someone up. Absolutely, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not pretending like I'm a gatekeeper, but I'm one of those people that is like, I will click away from something rather than start some shit.
Yep.
And I also do call out those fake fans. And by the way, if you know, physical copy reference, Shut the Fuck Up is a badass song. Let's just put it that way.
Yes.
That song is fire. Because it just makes you go, ha ha. Everybody's like, oh, this song's cool. I'm like, they're talking about you.
Exactly.
No, exactly. It's just, the cool part is having a lot of people that you resonate with, and you know, having a place you can go where you don't feel like you're alone, having people that have been through things, whether it's exact or not, and then to have people that are in a position, what's the word? A position of power, the figurehead, the person that, like, you think that group, you think you, who are just genuine badass people. It's just, it's a good vibe. It's a good vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Binging New Breed, yeah. New Breed and Jesse Howard. Mm-hmm. Outlaw Nation, what's up? They don't like BTS, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's to each their own. I'm not neutral, but I'm not shocked about that yet. But we've been going for about an hour and 40 minutes.
Well, let's say an hour and 20 because I've cut out what three times.
Well, I've been at first I was like, wait, hello, like.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, maybe I said something that somebody didn't like, and and then it must have been when my screen shuts down. I must lose you because like I'm sitting there talking, I'm holding my phone and screen's black, and so I try to go back into it. So I'm pretty sure that's what was happening. So that I apologize for that. That was me, but.
No, it's all good because it built suspense because I'm like, what did he say? What's he saying? It was always on a profound statement. It was that last word. I really think the world, if they could just silence. And I'm like, the first time it happened, I was thinking, wow, he's really trying to pick his words.
Yeah.
He's trying to make sure that he's articulating properly, which, by the way, y'all know that I suck at that. So, Rain. She says I'm late. So Vaughn runs all Tom's social media or just some? Clarify, please.
All I do is I assist. I didn't want to say I run. I assist the HOG fam Facebook group on Facebook. That is it.
Yeah. So basically, if anybody's on Facebook and they look up the Hangover Gang, the one that I personally consider it official. That's what I consider it. Like that's the one to go to. Everything else is like a fan page, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
People can think what they want. I don't care.
I've heard that quite a bit.
So when I consider it official, it is. I would clarify that, and I will stand by what I'm saying. I clarify that as Tom approved.
Yep.
Am I right?
Oh yeah. Like
yeah.
I mean, he's in there. So when he wants, just like he does on Discord, he'll come in and throw a post up in the group, whatever the case may be. Like when he does like the big blowout sales and the discounts, he'll come in there, he'll put a post together, and he'll throw it up in the group.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's active. He's very active in that group. He responds to comments. He drops likes on stuff. He didn't drop shit on anything of mine. It's a little salty. I'm just kidding. But not really. I'm not really salty. I promise you. Like at first, I was like, "Well, why can't I get it?" Because I was like a baby in the group, so I was like, "Come on," Actually, one of my first posts ever in that group went to 4,000 plus likes. It was ridiculous. It was the one at the corner of the building where you look one way and it says one thing, you look the other way, it says one thing, but if you look at it together, it says change your perspective.
Yes.
And
I love that picture.
It blew up. And then Facebook gave up. It stopped telling me when it got more likes, and that was like the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. But Tom actually blew my mind. He pinned my comment. I don't know why, but shout out to him. Appreciate you, man. That made my month. On Instagram, when he dropped the challenge for the Scars videos, he pinned my comment at the top of Instagram. I was like, oh, why? Okay, I'll take it. I'm not gonna question it. I was just like, yay. I was like, okay, got it. That was a really cool challenge to do as well. But no, Ryan, to be very specific in my terms, when it comes to that group, the Hangover Game Facebook group, personally, I think Vaughn and Jenna, right?
Yes.
I know lots of other people. I know Cass. I know Tracy. I know Laura. I know I've spoken to them. Some of them at length. Some of them not. However, when I think of it, that's where my brain goes. Is you and Jenna.
Yeah.
And shout out to Jenna and all the prayers in the entire world for her. Love her to pieces, and everything she's going through. I don't love it for her. I love her.
Right.
Clarifying.
She knows.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is those, when you think of that group, there's Vaughn.
Yeah.
When you look at the pinned messages, there's Vaughn. When you look at official announcements, there's Vaughn. When there's somebody going live in the group officially, there's Vaughn. So.
Yeah. I try. And that's the thing. Like, I tried the whole Discord too. You know, like they wanted me to be a mod in that, and I tried it. I'm like, man, I don't know if it's gonna be too much. Blah blah blah. I tried it, so I was a mod for a little while, and Discord is a whole nother. It's a whole nother animal to be trying to learn code and do. It's not as simple as just pushing like mute whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's ran completely different, and I had to give up on Discord. I had to drop out for being a mod over there, but I still pop in there every so often.
Tanya, Vaughn is in the Discords. He is in Tom's Discord, Nova's Discord. He's in my Discord, and I don't know if he's in Brennan's.
Of course.
Of course. I figured, but I didn't remember. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And I think that's about it.
Yeah. But I dragged you kicking and screaming into mine. I'm like, you're coming in Discord, you gotta show up. And you're like, fine. And then you like disappeared. But I'm like, cool, you're here anyway. But yeah, he's in Discords. He's just, doesn't want to do the modding thing, which I don't blame you, because it's a whole different thing. That's one of the reasons I also wanted to put you out there in, the universe, because it's not the same. Being a consumer / listener is not the same as being, a content creator or an admin or a team member or an artist. It's not the same.
Nope.
It's like work.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be a full-time job depending on how busy it is and how much, responsibility you have. But you, I think, handle it with grace, and you handle it with kindness, and, that means everything. And when I think community, I think you as well.
I appreciate it. Means a lot.
But if nobody else has any questions for him, I'm probably going to get off here because I've had like 3 hours of sleep. So,
Yeah, I feel that.
And you probably have to work.
This was my first podcast. Hopefully not the last.
Yay! Popped podcast cherry. I've done that a lot. Apparently, I'm an expert at popping those cherries.
Yeah. So it's been nice. It's been fun. I appreciate everybody that's came through and hung out with us. And we'll definitely set some up. Maybe next time we can do video.
No,
you actually see some faces.
No, absolutely. And he has a funny name. It's actually, it'll make sense. It's called, his name's Beast Mode. King Beast.
Beast Mode.
Mm-hmm.
Gold Beast. And that's something funny too to bring up. Back in when he dropped I Hate Hip Hop.
Which is the music I used for the first promo for this podcast.
Yep. When he dropped that one, at that last verse, when he said he goes beast mode, my inbox blew up. I got tagged, like, yo, he shot it. I'm just like, I'm pretty sure no, but thanks.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's no, that's awesome. But yeah, he's definitely in there. And if you haven't, like Tanya, I know you're in my Discord. All you have to do is just scroll up just a tiny bit. He's one of in the general chat, and he's actually been talking before we started this tonight. So, anybody, by the way, I'm just going to give a couple of things. If you enjoyed this in any way, shape, or form, please hit the like button. It helps me a million. It does amazing things. Subscribe if you're not, because we have tons of people on here. We do artists, authors, reactors, content creators, the people behind the scenes. We're having beatboxers come on. We're bringing rock onto the channel. I mean, getting to know people, having conversations. So please tune in. Join the Discord. It's in the description. Check out the Facebook group for the Hangover Gang. It's amazing, and there's good people in there. So,
Yes. Thank you.
But we're definitely going to get out of here, and y'all have a wonderful night. Have a happy Monday. I'm still on vacation until Thursday, so fuck y'all. I don't have to work tomorrow. I never get to say that, so I'm excited. But I love everybody. Thank you so much, Jess. Thanks for posting the links, and I think we're good.
All right. Peace. Much love.
Have a good night, y'all.